Hey everyone, I am Melanie Allen, Ruby Ambassador, and I'm so excited to have Vincent Orlick tonight. He is our social media manager with Plexus, and he is going to go over Instagram. So thank you, Vincent, so much for giving us your time tonight. I know you're super busy, and we appreciate any insight you can give us on how we can grow our business with Instagram. So welcome.
My pleasure. Can you hear me?
I can.
Okay. Yeah, my pleasure. Thanks for having me on again.
Absolutely.
So we want to talk about Instagram.
We are. I'm excited. We were doing a little bit of talking before this because we're at least all becoming friends, right? That's a good place to start. Have followers.
That's the power of all this, right? Of all this connecting is you get to form these new relationships and talk to everybody about different things. And yeah. Absolutely. Yeah.
Okay, so do you want to share the screen and kind of show us some things in your account, or how are we gonna?
Well, so I'm on my phone. I think can I do that on here? Let's see. I can. There's some way to do that. I'm not the Zoom expert, but I'm learning.
Okay, well you're doing great. It does say network bandwidth is low. I'm not sure. Is that because of your connection, maybe with your phone? I don't know.
I don't see that on my side.
Okay.
So it might just be on your side.
Okay.
But I think we're fine. I can see you and hear you, and there's no lag or anything.
Okay. All right. Cool. Well, we'll just go with it. See what happens.
Cool. Well, let's see. Let me see what I can pull up here. Give me 1 second. Let me pull up. See what we got for Instagram.
Are you having issues on your computer?
No, I'm just on my phone.
Okay.
I was just on my phone because I was running around and doing that. So let's see. I mean, I know there's a way to share things. So just on the phone, it's different. Okay. Well, is there anything? Do you want me just kind of to jump in, or is there anything?
Yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and jump in. We're just ready and willing to learn whatever you can throw at us. There's a whole lot we don't know, so
yeah,
like we know nothing, and that'll probably be a good place to start.
Oh, I'm sure you guys know enough.
Well, I know enough to upload pictures, and that's about it. You know, I use it and I connect it with Facebook that way. I heard recently, actually tonight, that Facebook owns Instagram. Is that?
Oh yeah, yep. That's Facebook bought Instagram in 2012, right after they went public as a company. Mm-hmm. They paid $4 billion for it, and Instagram at that time there was only like 4 owners of it, 4 people that worked at Instagram.
Wow!
So they each got like $1 billion.
Amazing.
So yeah. So anyway,
than me.
Right. Well, get with the right people, and you're there.
You're there.
But yeah, so Facebook does own Instagram. Now, the thing that they've done a really good job of to this point is they have left Instagram alone in the sense of trying to turn it into Facebook or implement any things from Facebook to Instagram. They haven't done that. And Instagram has become a huge platform. I mean, Facebook has influenced that to a point, I'm sure, mm-hmm. through maybe even some ways that we don't see or know. But Instagram, I mean, the user base for Instagram is big. It's like 100 million users a month.
Wow.
Well, yeah, and now Facebook is like 10 times that. But that's 100 million people a month is still pretty big. And the user base that's on there, it's heavily female, which really social media doesn't exist without women. That is, I will attribute that to a friend of mine. His name is Ted Rubin.
Okay.
He's a kind of a thought leader and influencer within the social media space. He's written a couple books. He's got one out right now. But he's got this whole theory about return on relationships.
Okay.
Right. It's #RONR, RONR. If you look that up on Twitter or Instagram, even I go back and forth a lot with him. This is a good example of connection, right? So this guy, he's in New York. Ted Rubin. Mm-hmm. I had never met him before this year, and we had communicated through social media, primarily through Facebook and through Instagram, through Twitter, a lot on Instagram because he's got this whole infatuation with socks. He people send him socks. Other companies send him socks for Christmas, and yeah. And he got me into actually liking socks and posting my socks all the time. He's the main influencer on me on the sock game and sockies and all that.
Okay.
So he and I connected, and then we met at a conference that I attended in March, and it was kind of like we talked about before. Like we met and like we hugged each other because we had talked so much online, and with socks, like we bonded over socks and other stuff too with social media.
Yeah.
It was like we knew each other forever, right? And he's that kind of guy anyway, and I kind of am too. So anyway, that was like, but that connection, right? That's how it happens. You just feel connected to people because you're relating so strongly with even very specific things like socks or whatever it is.
Right.
So anyway, getting back to Facebook owns Instagram. Instagram has been kept doing its own thing. The audience that's on Instagram is heavily female. That's where I got into Ted. That's right, because he said social media doesn't exist without women. That was his saying. So Instagram, it's a younger audience generally. It's like millennials in their late teens, 20s to maybe early 30s. The majority of the audience, or a big part of the audience. A lot of people are on Instagram. I'm on Instagram. I don't fall in that category. I know friends of mine that are. So it's not the one and only person that uses it, but a big majority is your audience that is typically also in a lot of cases a Plexus ambassador. We're trending younger. Mm-hmm. And it's not a bad thing, whether it's being younger or older or whatever your age. It's just, that's the fact of it. The statistics, and especially from what I see on my end, is a lot of younger ambassadors, say 25 and under, even 30 and under, 35 and under, whatever it is. So that to be on those platforms only makes sense. You want to be in the places where potentially your customers and potential ambassadors are.
Okay.
So that's the case for Instagram, right? Like why does any of this matter? Who cares if I'm on Instagram or not? I think when we talked last, we talked about like Instagram, I would say is probably, if besides Facebook, that's the one that I would recommend to people. To ambassadors, if they're thinking about jumping on another social media platform, that's the best one.
Okay.
So some of the reasons: one, it's all mobile. It's all mobile. It's on your phone. Like, right. I mean, I'm on my phone, right? And I was trying to get on it. I don't know, to be honest. I don't know if with the screen share, I don't know if it really would have come across, because the desktop version of Instagram is different totally than what's on your phone.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah.
And I do all of it through my phone. So
absolutely.
I wasn't sure how we would screen share, but I thought we could try and see. I wasn't sure how that worked.
Yeah, we can. I think there's a way we can do it. We'll get into it in a second.
Okay.
No problem. Yeah, Instagram is entirely mobile. The desktop has developed a little bit here and there since it came out a couple of years ago. You can go on it and do some things. So there's this one tool that I use. It's free. That I use to kind of look at the stats and the analytics for the account, any account that you want to kind of type in there and hook up to it. It's called Iconosquare. So it's icon, like ICON, icon, the letter O, and then square. Okay. It's just iconosquare.com. And all you have to do when you go to that website, it is a website, it's not mobile. Okay. Which is funny.
That is.
But yeah. So you go on and you go to iconosquare.com, and it'll have you sign in with your Instagram account. Okay. So you'll have to know your username and password for Instagram to log in. It's okay to do that. I know some people freak out when they're hooking up their social media channels to other things, other tools and platforms. Right. It's totally fine. It's not going to steal your information or anything like that. Okay. And it's going to be worth it. So if you want to see how people interact with your account, what and in an easy way. So what pictures are doing the best?
Mm-hmm. Oh yeah.
What filters work the best for you? What times of day? What days? It tells you all that. Now, some of it you have to take with a grain of salt, because if you only post on Fridays, well, guess what your best day for posting on Instagram is going to be? You know?
Right.
So, but if you're posting every day and you're doing a lot and different times and things, it'll tell you, you know, what time got the most, or which post got the most engagement at what times, and all that sort of a thing.
Okay.
So,
yeah.
and that's just one small piece of it. There's a lot of it. It makes it really easy to see all your followers, all the things that you've posted. It'll give you all these cool stats that you can then share onto Instagram about how many people, you know, love this one post you did, let's say. So there's a lot of little things like that. It makes it kind of fun. It's really easy to read. It's not like this big data dump that's in your face that you can't decipher. They make it super user friendly.
Okay.
So it just takes a little bit. There's some different categories. You just poke around, click through, and I think that you guys can definitely use that. And if not everything, there's definitely some piece of information in there that you will find useful. Different things for different people, I'm sure.
What about, can you do that same thing for Facebook?
Well, Facebook, not for your personal profile necessarily.
Okay, because that would be great to find out, you know, what's...
Well, yeah, if you have a page, if you have a business page, on the page there's a tab called Insights. That's
Okay.
at the top. And the Insights, you won't get any better statistics for your business page on Facebook than that Insights. That'll tell you everything about every post that you've done, pretty much.
Okay.
And it'll tell you the times when your people are online, when your followers are online, all that type of thing. But it is only for pages. It's
Okay.
for pages. So yeah, personal profiles, which makes sense. I mean, they don't provide those stats on personal profile. Facebook doesn't.
Right, because it's not supposed to be really for your business. So
exactly, they just want you to use it.
Right.
Yeah. So Instagram, it's entirely mobile. That's the first reason why I would recommend people to get on it, because everyone's on their phones all the time. I know I am.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you guys have seen any posts from me, but sometimes now I'm even like, I have the Apple Watch. Right?
Oh, yes. I have seen your Apple Watch.
And I keep taking pictures of the watch, and it's like pictures of my baby on the watch. I think it's so funny. Like it's actually really on the watch. The Instagram feed is really cool. The face isn't huge, right?
Right.
But the pictures are really, they don't come through when I take a picture, but the pictures on the watch are really clear. So the Instagram feed looks, and you can interact, you can like and do stuff on the profiles and everything through the watch itself, just on its own.
Wow.
Whereas like with Twitter, it's just text. There's no pictures.
Right.
Facebook isn't even attached to it. They don't even send notifications. Yeah. Yeah. So that was a little bit of a surprise, but not entirely. Facebook's probably going to come out with their own watch or something. Who knows?
So are you loving that watch though?
Yeah.
Like loving it.
Yeah, I am. I mean, I'm a fan of Apple stuff anyway. And
I am too. Yeah.
Yeah. And it was, you know, I mean, I spent $400 on it. It wasn't like I just dropped $400 and it was like, oh, that's nothing. You know, that's not a cheap thing for me to do.
Yeah. Right.
But I felt like it combines, not to get too off topic, but it combines a Fitbit, all the health stuff is in there. And even more so, I mean, it reads a lot of different things about you. And all the social media stuff and the notifications, directions. Like, so one thing I was doing, I had the directions for somewhere I was going on my maps on my phone.
Mm-hmm.
And it's hooked up to the watch. So every time you need to turn, it like vibrates, your watch vibrates. And it gives you the direction. So you know that the turn is coming up, and then you just look and see like where the direction is.
Wow.
So, but it's only the first generation. There's a lot more coming. So anyway, not to get too out track. Yeah, I do. I like it. I love it. I love it. For $400, I better love it.
And right? I really like how Apple, you know, because I'm really a big fan of Apple too, but I really like how they have you can pay the $99 a year and you can go in there and you can spend time and learn about your devices,
Yeah.
And someone like me, I really need that. Now I just need the time to go in there, but pretty soon I'm going to try to start taking advantage of that. I think trying that and just spending some time to really dig in more to my business and get more savvy. Cause you could tell with the last thing, I'm like, I have to do a YouTube channel and then I have to do what? This is a little, this is new for me. So
yeah,
just some
but
new
that's,
things, but
hey, look, that's a good thing that you're at least willing to jump in and learn things.
absolutely.
You
Yeah.
have to, as an entrepreneur, as a small business owner, as self-employed. I mean, you have to do these things. Not to the extent where you take these things, that's something else. Again, I think we talked about this before. Social media is not the be all and end all. Facebook is not the be all and end all of running your business. I mean, even
Right.
as an ambassador, network marketer, it's not. I mean,
It isn't.
it can't be. It shouldn't be. You should be using it to facilitate other things in person and phone calls and emails and all that, and really to rely on put all your eggs in one basket like that. You just never want to do that with anything. So
Right.
Back to Instagram, right?
Yeah.
So it's mobile. We all know that. It's also the second reason why I would say it's a good one to pick up on if you're new to these things and you just want to do something besides Facebook. Instagram is really easy, or it's the easier one of them all to just jump on, grab your phone, go to Instagram's app, create an account real quick. They make it super easy. You can do it with your email. I think you can even set it up with your Facebook account, which is fine either way. I use my email just because I do that with everything. And then you just start posting. You post by taking pictures with your actual phone, or you can upload photos from your phone itself. It's really versatile and agile, where sometimes what I do, other people may do this too, including you. I'll run out of storage on my phone, and so my camera won't take pictures. So there's this one little hack that I discovered that has bailed me out a few times, including at convention. But I knew it was going to happen anyway, but it still bailed me out. If you're absolutely in a spot where you're in the middle of taking a bunch of pictures, right? Or there's this can't miss thing. And then all of a sudden, oh my God, I'm out of storage. My camera, I'm full.
Right.
And you don't have time to go and delete all a bunch of stuff or videos or anything. If you open up Instagram, you have your account, you open up Instagram. If you take a picture with Instagram and you move to the next step of starting to put filters on and things, there's a setting on Instagram that will default, actually, when you set up the account, that it will save any picture to your camera roll that you take initially.
Mm-hmm.
So even when your storage is low, the Instagram app will still take pictures.
Okay.
So you can still do that. So if you ever run into an emergency like that, you can still use Instagram to take a picture, not the video, not videos, but it'll still snap pictures for you that you'll have. And it might be a little slow, but it's just in case of an emergency if that happens.
No, that's great. That's a great tip. Because that happened actually just the other night. We, my daughter, she sang it. Actually, it was the other day at church. She sang, and I didn't have my phone on me, believe it or not. I usually do, but I left it at home, and my husband's camera was full, and I was like, "We can't even take a picture." She's up there singing, So yeah, it's definitely a tip. I could have used it the other day.
yeah, and it does work.
Yeah.
I've used it a bunch of times, so that's like a little hack for your phone if you ever need it. But as far as say, with Instagram, it's very visual. Obviously, it's entirely visual based. So the kind of more artistic or visually pleasing you can make a photo, the better it's going to be for you as far as the engagement.
Okay.
So even if you don't have a lot of followers, you can still take a photo and get it into places on Instagram where potentially a lot of people will see it, or other people will see it. And it does take time. It does take time to build up a following, unless you're someone that has this enormous network of people,
right,
to begin with. When you first sign in on Instagram, or even afterwards, there's an option where you can hook up to your Facebook and invite your friends from Facebook, and it'll let you go through and select individually, or I think you can even do all of them if you want. Or the other thing you can always do is just take the link to your Instagram and post it on your page and say, hey, who else is on Instagram? Go follow me.
Right.
Or let's follow each other, right? So that there's ways to build that following. But even if you don't have a big following, because that's probably what a lot of people are going to maybe not complain about, but run into, like that's going to be an issue, a challenge for people when you first start out, is you don't have any followers. So how are people going to see what you post? Well, when you make a post, that's where the hashtags come in. And that's where sharing that post to Facebook comes in, or sharing it to the other platforms that connect to it.
Okay.
I'm not the biggest fan of sharing Instagram posts to the other platforms, at least not all the time, more infrequently than anything. I think we talked about this last time too, where if you share something from your Instagram account to Facebook, I know I've noticed that, because I keep looking at it, trying to keep track, those posts that get shared to Facebook from Instagram, for me and for others I see too, the engagement is just way lower than if you just posted that photo on your Facebook profile.
Yes, and I love that time hop, and it's probably just more for my family, but
yeah,
I love looking back at pictures through time hop of my kids, and I think that's really, if you go to my Instagram, that's probably what half of it is, because at first I didn't realize that I could just go to Facebook, and so I thought I had to go through Instagram, so I've got all these time hop pictures, but now I'm like, I don't know, I'd love to probably delete some of those. They're great for me, but probably not, somebody following me is like not wanting to see 50 million old pictures of my kids, I'm not sure how to go back through and get rid of anything. Can you delete those?
Yeah. Absolutely. You can delete anything on Instagram.
Okay. How do you do that?
If to do it individually, if you're going to do it individually, you would just go to the individual image, the post.
Okay.
And then on the right, there's these 3 little dots.
Okay. I see them.
Right? Yeah. So you can just click on, you just tap on those. Yep. And the option is to delete it. So you can just go through one by one.
Okay.
If that's too much, I want to say that there's even maybe like more of a mass delete where you can just kind of click each image and check it off and then just hit delete. Let me look at that real quick.
That's great. Cause really that's all mine's been, cause I have not been very active on here.
Let's see. I want to say that I did that. Maybe not. I don't, because when I first started at Plexus, and can you still see me right now?
You're frozen.
Frozen. Okay. I'm looking on my Instagram account real quick.
But you're frozen.
Okay.
So question, like I have requests right now and I'm clicking, they sent me a request. This has never made sense to me. And then why wouldn't I immediately already be, so then I have to just click to follow them too. But then sometimes it'll say requested. So is that because they have privacy settings?
Did you call it?
Yes.
Set up, or how does that work?
Yeah. So they do. They probably have their account set on private. And if you hit follow, then it says requested in gray.
Right.
And there's a little lock, like a padlock in the middle of the page. You can't see any of their posts.
Right.
So that means that their account is private, and you just requested to follow their account. They'll get a request on Instagram that says this person is now follow or has requested to follow you, and you can approve it or not approve it. As far as the private accounts, it's like it kind of depends.
Should I make myself private, or would you open it up to public, especially for Plexus?
Yeah, well, I just in general, I mean, if you're using Instagram, if your goal is to connect with other people, then I don't see really why you would want it to be private. You know, it depends on what you're posting, I guess. If you're afraid about, and I've had this conversation with a few people who've asked me, it's like, you know, if you're afraid about some of the, whatever you're posting, like maybe you're afraid about if you're posting pictures of your kids or, you know, whatever it is, maybe, I don't know, maybe don't post that stuff that you're afraid about. It could be that simple. But certainly if you want to have a private account, go for it and only approve the people that you want to approve. I know I had mine private for a while, a ways back, and it allowed me to just kind of do that and approve. And I went through a stretch where I was doing that. But then every time I was in that, I kept thinking about, well, because there's people, I know when I'm on Instagram, if someone's private, I don't always hit request to follow them.
Sure.
You know, so that's a lost connection.
Yeah. And like, what if, I've always wondered this too, like say there's a picture on someone, you know, for example, a Plexus ambassador has a picture that you just really like, you know, because like on Facebook, we save the image and we can re-upload. So how does this work on Instagram to be able to save that photo and say you want to use the same one?
Sure.
And put it on your account.
So to do that, you can, it's those three little dots again.
Okay.
So if you're on someone's post and there's those three little dots to the bottom right underneath the photo.
Yep, I clicked on it.
So you can click that. You can share it to Facebook. You can tweet it or copy share the URL. So now this is the in-app, inside Instagram's app ways how to do it. So if you share to Facebook, it'll share to whatever Facebook you connect to. So your profile, right?
Right.
If you tweet, it'll tweet it out on your Twitter account, whatever one's connected. Copy share URL is the link to that particular post.
Okay.
That if you post it, you'll see, I do that sometimes on the company Facebook page.
Right.
You'll kind of see they look a little different. It's because I shared the link, and it's the link of the post. When you click on it, it'll take you to Instagram and the post itself.
So if I click the copy share URL and then I want to re-upload that to my Instagram, do I just go to my account and then like, do you click paste or how does this work?
Oh, well, so that link, that's if you want to say post it on Facebook or tweet it out or email it or send a text message with that link in it. It won't let you, that's the thing with Instagram. It's funny. It doesn't let you share. It lets you, you know, hit the heart button.
Right.
And it lets you comment. So that's the interaction right now.
Okay.
It won't let you reshare something. There's another, hey, who's here?
Oh, she's so cute. Hi. You're so beautiful. How are you?
On camera, baby. Sorry.
She's precious.
Yes. Hello. So, oh boy.
Oh yes, we know all about kids. Hi.
I know you do.
6, 4, and 17.
Little break.
I'm with you.
She's just, hey, come here. You grab her? Come on. Come on, she's gonna freak out. Okay.
Oh, we know all about the tantrums.
Yeah, I know. But she's just mad because, yeah. So let's see, where were we? Oh, sharing Instagram.
Okay, so that picture though, so there's no way to like save this specific image if I wanted to like put it back on my Instagram?
Yeah. So here's, again, it's kind of more of a hack, right? There's a couple different things to do.
Okay.
If you absolutely have to have that picture, you can basically screenshot on your phone.
Yeah.
And then, you know, when you post it, you would say you post it on Facebook, you'd click on it on Facebook and crop, so you just have the picture, right? Same thing on like Twitter.
Yeah.
If you wanted to do it a different way, there's a way on desktop that there's in the Chrome browser, there's an extension. I'll have to send you the name of it, but I installed it a long time ago, and I use it all the time. There's an extension, a plugin on the Chrome browser that allows you to download the Instagram photo, just the photo.
Oh, wow. Okay.
To your computer. Yeah, so like the little icon will appear, and you just click it. and it's boom, download it to your computer.
Okay.
Right, but it's desktop. So again, you have to be on Instagram on desktop to do it, which is kind of
like
goofy.
Never for me.
Yeah, it would kind of force you to use desktop more if you were looking for that purpose, right?
Right.
Then there's apps out there. There's one in particular. It's called Repost.
Okay.
That a lot of people use. I don't use it. I mean, I have it. I don't really use it very much. I've kind of thought about it. I just haven't gotten around to it with that one. But it allows you to repost someone's post, but it describes it. It says like where it came from. So it's not. It's giving kind of credit to whoever you got it from. It's not just a photo. It's got a little kind of thing on the bottom that says originally repost from this account or something.
Okay.
So there's a couple different ways. It's because Instagram is not made that way. It's not made for sharing other people's stuff. It's made strictly for liking it and engaging with it with a comment.
Makes sense.
It's funny how it's built that. It was never built that way with the sharing in mind of being able to do that. So it does. I mean, it makes it so that you don't. It's not just your feed isn't cluttered with all this crazy stuff, with all these reposts and everything.
Yeah, and that's probably a good point. I mean, a good thing to happen. So do you, like, if you say you wanted to, I guess my point was maybe, like, if you wanted to, I guess, tag, do you just tag them in the post?
Yes.
Say you wanted someone to be able to see your picture, like a family member or something like that?
Yes. So there's two different ways to tag people.
Okay.
When you're creating the post, at the end, there's an option when you're typing in the text and the caption, and you can add it to your map, and then there's an option to tag people.
Okay.
You can click that, and then you can search for people if you're not already connected to them, or if you're already connected to them, then as you start to type whatever their name is, whether it's their name or their handle on Instagram, it'll pull up if you're already connected with them, right? If you're following them or they're following you. So yeah, you would tag that person that way.
Okay.
Or, if you forget, you can always even go back in and edit the tags by clicking those three little dots, and you can do edit, and it'll allow you to edit even the tags, not just the text.
Okay.
And then the other thing too is that in the comments, you can comment on your own photos on Instagram. So that's how you can have this kind of conversation back and forth on your own photos, and you can put tags in there at whatever the person's name is, handle is on Instagram with the @ sign, and they'll get notified. They'll see it.
Awesome. So the three main things would you say? So you said mobile.
Yeah, the fact that it's mobile. I mean, why you'd want to use it? Mobile, the ease of use.
Easier.
I would say, yeah.
And visual.
And being visual. Well, and the fact that so many people, so much of your potential audience, so many of your potential, ambassadors or customers are on it. And with Instagram, there's these areas that are very popular. So fitness is huge on Instagram.
I know. I've seen a lot of, yes, absolutely.
Yeah. And some of them are spam. Some of them are goofy spam accounts, but a lot of them aren't. It's just for whatever reason. I mean, again, it's looking at, beautiful people, which makes sense. People want to look at beautiful people. So that totally makes sense. There's a million hashtags, which I'm sure we'll get into next. Million hashtags for all these different things for fitness and weightlifting and staying in shape and all that. I mean, so if you're kind of on the weight loss angle, the fitness angle, which some of our ambassadors are, that's a good way to go to that strategy to go that way towards that audience. But there's also, healthy eating and just food in general is probably, this is my personal opinion, probably the biggest like segment that people post about on Instagram. I would have to say it's probably food, because everyone eats. Everyone's eating, multiple times a day,
Right.
and everyone's eating something kind of interesting at different points that they want to show other people. No matter what it is. I mean, it could be cereal, but they think it's interesting. So
Are you able to, I'm curious because I've seen recipes on there.
yeah.
And I've been wondering about that because I have a couple, matter of fact, healthy eating that I follow on Instagram, but I've never figured out how to like copy and paste that, the information anywhere to be able to, like I know I can refer to my phone, but say, if I forget about it, sometimes I'm so used to like copy paste and maybe put in my notes section of my phone, something to be able to refer back to it. So how can I get that information to be able to see it later or copy it? Can you do that?
Sure. That's probably the easiest way to do it is use the notes. I mean, just to make sure that you do copy it and have it somewhere.
So how do you click on the information though that you see to be able to copy it? Like if you click on it, it's not like it highlights it, does it?
It does. So it depends. Say you're taking it you're on your phone and it's.
Yeah.
Are you talking about on Instagram or taking it from like a website?
Oh no, from Instagram.
From Instagram, okay.
Yeah, like say you found a healthy eating recipe, like something you wanted to try.
Yeah. So that is a little different, yeah, because it doesn't let you.
It doesn't let
typically
you
doesn't let you copy and paste.
Like
No. Yeah. So it's actually even more simpler than that. It's just because it's on your phone. Guess what? No, just keep your phone with you when you need the recipe.
Okay, I know that, but what if you can't find that specific post?
Okay. Well,
say that morning you're like, I really want to make that chicken recipe sometime. And
gotcha.
Then like, where did that go? Who was that person I followed?
Gotcha. I have an answer for you.
Okay.
So it would involve a separate app, really.
Okay.
There's apps out there that allow you to save things for later. So an app that I use that I know a lot of people use, it's really popular because it's really easy even on mobile. It's called Pocket. And Pocket allows you to save something for reading later. And now the thing is with Instagram, again, because it's not designed that way, you would have to do a little bit of a workaround, meaning when you see the post, it would take a little bit of discipline, which I'm, not a fan of necessarily, but or abide by. I totally admit to that. But Pocket makes it a little easier. So when you see the post, click on the little 3 dots on the bottom right.
Right.
And do the copy share URL.
Okay.
And open that in the internet on your phone. So if you have an iPhone, an Apple phone, you'd open it in Safari. Okay. You just go to Safari and then paste that link into a Safari page and open it up. And then from there, when you sorry, lost you there for a second.
That's okay.
When you do that, when something's on the browser like that, you can then save it to Pocket by, how on the bottom there's those little options that pop up that there's like a square with an arrow. There's a few different things. At least on iPhones, I am not an Android expert or person.
Yeah, I'm straight iPhone, so yeah.
Yeah. So I'm sorry, everybody. I'm sorry. I don't have the way to do it on Android. I totally am sorry. And I guarantee you there's a tutorial video that if you type that into Google or YouTube, I guarantee you that this is there.
Oh, I'm sure it is.
Yeah. So I apologize to you guys, but when you click on that, when you click on the little square, and I'm going to go do it right now. So I can tell you exactly what I'm talking about here.
Because I'm following more people than people are following me. So I guess I need to try to get more people to follow me.
Well, that's okay. I mean, there's ways to increase that, but so when you pull up the browser on your phone, on the bottom, the one in the middle is like a square rectangle with an arrow pointing up, and that just brings up the menu bar. And in the menu bar, you'll probably already see some things listed as far as apps like Twitter and Facebook, and then there's like add bookmark, add to reading list, add to home screen, all that. Pocket, when you install the app for Pocket, it'll give you the directions on how to get it so that app is added to that toolbar. It's not hard. It's like 2 clicks, but it tells you exactly how to do it. Like it guides you right through it when you download the app. But what that does is, say when you're on the browser, when you click on that little rectangle with the arrow, the Pocket app comes up, and you just click the app, and it saves that URL.
Awesome.
So then you can just go back in anytime, and then whatever you saved, unless you've deleted it, is in the Pocket app. And if you need that recipe or you need whatever, it's there.
So say you're trying to refer, to say a YouTube video, say somebody wanted, or say there's, I don't know, a diamond documentary you want to send to someone. Same thing with that, like via YouTube or Facebook? Yeah,
and YouTube actually makes it a little easier because on YouTube, on desktop too, but on mobile, on the video, in the top right portion, when it comes up with one of the options is like this little kind of weird, almost triangle that has the circles on it. That's like the international symbol for share, right?
Right.
It looks like a little DNA molecule almost. So on mobile, when you click on that, when you press that, it brings up like 8 options for what you want to do. And one of them is Facebook. One of them is Twitter. One of them is copy link. And you can just copy the link and save it. Open it up and save it if you want to do it that way.
Okay. Yeah, and I've subscribed to them too, so that's kind of cool because you can get them to your email, when they have new, like a lot of these Jules will have new videos, you can get them to your email.
Anything, I think for the most part, it's safe to say at this point, like anything that you want to get notified about on a regular basis, whether it's every single time something comes out that's new, or if you want to do it weekly, or just whatever the time frame is, at this point, it's hard not to do that because they make it so easy to do it. And I mean, you get too many notifications. I know for me, I still get a ton of notifications, and it's still hard to keep up with it all. It's difficult. So it's something you want to monitor, but yeah, I mean, you can get notified whenever there's something new that's available. Like you said, the YouTube videos, if you subscribe, you can edit the notifications as to how often you get emailed, whether it's every day or every time something new gets uploaded, anything like that.
Okay, awesome. And trying to think what else. Anything do you want to jump on and show us anything in Instagram, or you're not really able to do that? I guess the desktop.
I can't do. Yeah, it doesn't let me. The hashtags are probably a big thing to talk about, right? So with hashtags, I don't know if you guys have noticed, but on Instagram they just did an update last week. They did a big update. So when you go on Instagram now, when you click on the little magnifying glass on the bottom of the toolbar, it's not just a search anymore, or it doesn't just bring up a bunch of photos and that's it. It brings up trending topics now. And trending topics are what's trending kind of at that moment or for the day. And I'm still figuring it out a little bit, but it's different than Twitter. I mean, well, number one, it's different hashtag topics than Twitter.
So my topics just has a bunch of Plexus people. When I click on it, oh wait, never mind, because I have that.
So across the top, there's a header that has different options. So like mine right now says Team Internet, and then there's Discover New People, and there's Explore Trending Places, and that's the header big picture on the top that you can swipe left and right on.
Okay, because I have like top, it just has a bunch of names.
And that's when you clicked on the magnifying glass?
Hold on. Let me go back.
Okay.
Okay, yeah, no. I'm there now. I was
Okay.
under people, I think.
Yeah. Yep. And that's part of it. So, but when you click on that magnifying glass at first, it shows you this kind of
Yes.
scrolling
Okay.
banner, right?
Uh-huh. Yep.
So you can look at it, it's like all these recommendations about if I click Team Internet, so that gives me all these accounts of people that are, according to Instagram, they're internet famous or they're internet people. Like, you know, most of these are big accounts. They have 1.8 million followers or 2 million followers. So that's like for big things. Discover new people. That's another one. So that comes up and it's things that it looks like it's things that are based on maybe what I do or use, because the first two that come up are like social media related, and business related. Yeah. So, but under that, there's this whole nother row that says trending tags.
Okay.
You see that? Okay. And then like mine right now, I would assume this is across everybody's because it's trending everywhere. It's hashtag Teen Wolf and hashtag National Camera Day, which apparently was today. Hashtag NLC 2015, whatever that was this year or today. Hashtag 4th of July is in there. Hashtag Ant-Man, because that movie's coming out or people are talking about it, you know? So there's all these different things that are trending on Instagram. So Instagram is determining what's being used, what's being posted a lot. And then underneath that is explore posts, which is what you would have seen before the update, which is all these posts that Instagram is saying, hey, you like things similar to this, so you may like these.
Okay.
So you will see, you'll probably see other Plexus people post about Plexus, even posts about like weight loss or network marketing or fitness or health. It's like related to what you have posted about or what you have also liked and commented on. It's trying to show you those similar things.
Okay. Awesome.
So that's the new update. That just happened late last week. That was like, it's a pretty big deal, to be honest. It's that trending tags that's going to drive people to certain things a lot easier, because before you had to search for it. You had to know that there was a hashtag that exists, that was happening at the moment, let's say, and just do a search for it. You can still do that, but now it's got like these trending things that if you include that hashtag in your posts on Instagram, when it makes sense, of course, you know. So like this weekend, how many people are going to be posting hashtag 4th of July as part of their posts on Instagram, right? 1 million.
Oh yeah.
So that's going to be a big one. We've talked about that too before. It's good and bad, right? You can kind of get lost. Your post can get lost in that, but you're also putting it in for the potential to be seen by other people that otherwise wouldn't have seen what you posted.
And if I go to my Facebook, friends, and I try to click follow, like say I just want to follow all of them, it's telling me that it's giving me an error. Any reason you would know why? Is it because it's too many?
Yeah, I mean,
1,346 friends are on Instagram.
Yeah. So let's see. If I try to do that, it may just kind of be crashing, or not connecting. Follow. See, because me personally, I wouldn't. I don't know if I've ever pressed that on Instagram to follow, because I don't want to follow all of them. I go through it. I go through every once in a while and make sure I'm not missing people that I want to be following and all that, and then unfollow people that really I don't really want to be following anymore for whatever reason.
Right.
I mean, I clean it out. I try to clean that list out occasionally.
Yeah, and I may not want to, but I'm just looking at more from a connection standpoint too, I guess.
Yeah.
I mean, I have to, I guess, and two, I guess I don't want it to be all at the same token Plexus people, right? Because you're trying to expand to non-Plexus. So I guess there's not a way to do a list like Facebook, right? Where on Facebook you have your two separate lists.
No, not on there. It's but you can go through. I mean, that's a lot. I have a lot too. It's like 1,100 or something that I can follow on Instagram that are on Facebook. I'm friends with. I would just go through it, you know, because
Yeah.
that's really what they're making you do, is go through and kind of pick and choose who you want to follow and sort it that way. There's no list feature.
Okay. Do you want to open it up to questions now? Are you open to that, or is there anything else you want to cover on for the hashtags? I guess you click on that and it brings you to that picture, all the pictures, right? That's what you're saying, like 4th of July to bring you. How do we get Plexus to be trending on Facebook, to be one of those top trending topics? We all just need to be clicking Plexus a lot, and then
no, it's that is I mean, that from on Instagram, what those trending topics are is hashtags that a lot of people are using at one particular time.
Particular time. Okay.
Yeah, in general. I mean, I don't know that there's a certain number. It's kind of like Twitter. You know, Twitter has two different things though. Twitter has local trends and then national trends and tailored trends, and there's different ways that you can view what's trending. You can view what's trending specifically where you are, or in like your city, or in the US, or worldwide. So, and they're usually very different. With Instagram, I mean, that's just such a new feature also. It's just whatever's, like Teen Wolf is probably on right now. It's probably the season premiere or something, or the season finale.
Right.
So there's a lot of kids are on Instagram talking about it. So there's a lot of people posting about it. But aside from that, you know, it's just a matter of if everybody was posting on Instagram with hashtag Plexus or hashtag OnePlexus,
right,
and it was enough, then it would potentially get into that trending. But unfortunately, there's not like an answer for how would we get it to trend. What's funny is, like, say Super Saturday, right? Super Saturday.
Yeah, we did.
It trended, and now that was part of more with Facebook. I think the trending is a little different there too. With Facebook, the trending is it's almost trending within your network.
Oh,
so
okay.
It's not, you know, it's not nationally trending with everybody.
Darn, that's what I was thinking.
Well, yeah, but you know, it's still good. It's still trending within your friends.
Mm-hmm.
Like, your friends are still seeing that's trending,
mm-hmm.
even though it's not national necessarily or everywhere. It's still within everyone's network. So the thousands of people that attended Super Saturday, all of their networks, I mean, that's still a pretty big amount of people that are seeing that trend.
Now, is that why on Facebook, I mean, do you recommend trying to keep your profile public so more people do see your post, or just do your Plexus post that way? That's what I've been doing. Is I have a private profile, mm-hmm. but I just do my Plexus specific posts. I've been doing them, you know, public. I know a lot of people have that question. So what are your thoughts on that?
I would go back to
personal preference.
It depends on it depends on what you're trying to accomplish. You know, there's lists that you can set up on Facebook, like we just talked about. Everybody has their groups. You know, you can select if there's a post that you want to send to a certain group or share with a certain group of people, you can do that. Or if you want to share it with one person in particular, I mean, there's really anything that you want to do, you're able to do. But as far as keeping your profile public or private, I mean, I have mine, like my friends list is turned off in the way that, like, you can't, unless you're my friend, you can't just look at my friends list and know everyone that I'm friends with and reach out and add them as friends yourself.
Right.
That, I know that's been a pretty popular one with ambassadors, because everyone's kind of nervous about other companies going in, and which is valid. It happened before. So,
it has, yes.
Yeah.
So how does that, because a lot of people don't know about the list. Can you just explain that to some people on tonight? Because I think a lot of people probably don't even know what that means.
Yeah. You can go into Facebook and create a separate list that will appear on desktop. It appears on the left-hand side of the page outside of your newsfeed. On mobile, there's a way that you would just select to send it to that group of people. It's a list. It's actually not like a group. It's different than what a group is on Facebook. It's a list of people that are based on a certain thing. So there's a lot that are auto-generated, that Facebook auto-generated for every user. So if you go on desktop version and you click on lists on the left-hand side, there's a good chance you already have some that you didn't even know were there, but they're based on you all work in the same, like Plexus, right? That you all have indicated that you work for Plexus somehow in your profile. So there's a list of those people, but then you can go on and also create other lists of, if you want to create a list of non-Plexus people, you can do that. You would just add. It makes it really easy. You just start typing names and it'll pre-fill with options, and you select the person that you want, pop it in, and then you can add more. So you can have a list of non-Plexus people if you want, that if you want to post something Plexus related to the non-Plexus people only, you could do that. Or if you want to post something.
And then you'll be able to just select that list to have only those non-Plexus people see it, not your Plexus people?
Yeah. Yep. That's exactly it. And on our YouTube channel, there is, on the company YouTube channel, under the social media solutions playlist, there is actually a link that it's the video tutorial on how to create lists on Facebook.
Yeah, I think Nikki Hinkle, I saw one that she did.
Yep, she did one too.
Yeah, but you did one for us?
Yeah, I mean, and hers.
That's where I saw it originally.
Yeah, it's just as accurate. You know, she did awesome. So whatever one is easier, it's not that hard when you go in it and see how to do it. It's not hard. It's really, it takes you a couple. Now it might take you a little bit of time to go through and select people because you're trying to figure out who you want to put in this specific list, let's say.
Okay.
And depending on how many friends you have, you know, I mean, there's a couple factors, but it's not a hard process. Facebook makes it really easy.
And if you're okay with it, I was going to open it up to questions, so I was going to unmute everyone.
Yep.
So let me do that really quick. Whoa. Okay, everybody's unmuted now. So if y'all have any background noise, we might want to unmute, but I just wanted to try to see if anyone had any questions for Vincent tonight.
A lot of people have been typing questions as he's been going. You might look at the participants.
Okay, so yes, let me go here and see what we got here. Someone said, what was the program called? Corinda, I think what you're probably referring to is iconosquare.com. Is that correct, Vincent? That's probably what she was asking.
Well, that's the one for Instagram to get the stats and analytics for Instagram. It's a website that you would just go and you would log in to that using your Instagram login information, and it'll connect directly to it.
Okay. Someone else asked about Twitter, but whoever asked about Twitter, he's going to do, if you're okay with me announcing this, Vincent, he's so sweet to do another training for us. Are we going to do Twitter next, do you think, in July?
Yeah, I mean, we absolutely can.
Okay.
Yeah.
So just to answer your question, I think he's going to do Twitter next time. So
Twitter's involved. Yeah, I mean, Twitter, especially if you've never used it or you set up an account 4 years ago and then never went back to it. There's a lot to it, but I'll get you guys started as far as just getting to use it. Like, why would you want to use it? You know, what's the point? Why would you want to use it? And getting started on it. And then from there, at least you have like a good kind of base for the basics of it. And then moving forward, how to use it for business.
And then someone asked, is there a way to save pictures on Instagram? We already went over that, I think.
Yeah. Unfortunately, not specifically. There's some workarounds other than screenshotting your phone.
And then someone asked, do we need to have a business page on Facebook to share Instagram to Facebook?
No, it connects to your personal profile. That's it. I don't even know. I don't think, not that I don't know. I don't think it even connects to your business page. But it's personal profile almost entirely. So just keep that in mind. Sure.
And is there a place where we can get a listing for continued future reference of the different hashtags?
Good question. Yeah, that's a good one. Because I'm always looking for that myself. it's funny because there's not like one. There's a couple places that kind of claim that they have good stuff on hashtags, but I really haven't found one that I've been happy with. I'm trying to think. There's like this one site. I don't remember the name of it. All I did was I Googled how to find popular Instagram hashtags, something along those lines. I literally just Googled it, and this one site came up, and I know I've clicked on it before, a couple times before, because it's already in like purple or whatever it is when you click on it, right?
Mm-hmm.
The link. But there's really not. Typically with Instagram, there's ones that are hugely popular. The best way to find if in Instagram, it takes a little bit of research, not a whole lot, but it does take a little bit of research ahead of time. But if you do it ahead of time, then you know which ones to use on a regular basis. So one thing that I do a lot of is I'll go on other accounts, whether it might be another company, it might be, not necessarily even network marketing or MLM. It's another fitness company or weight loss company or whatever. And if they have a good Instagram account, I'll kind of take notice of what they're doing a little bit and what hashtags they're using. Some, if they're big enough, they almost don't really use hashtags. They just, because they post and they have 3 million followers, they get the engagement anyway without the hashtags. Others, they'll use hashtags to get into all these other places on Instagram. So that's one way you can do it, is go check out some companies that names that you've heard, and see what hashtags they're using, what feeds they're getting into with those hashtags, and see if it makes sense for what you're posting, see if it's accurate.
Do you feel like that's important to do on Facebook too, to be doing hashtags? No, it's really an Instagram thing.
Yeah, if you kind of look at our company Facebook page right now, I was more heavily using the hashtags earlier this year. I was more of a believer in it. Now I still use the One Plexus hashtag or another hashtag here and there, but I haven't been putting hashtags on every single post or anything like that. It's just, I don't know. I just don't know many people that go and click on hashtags on Facebook.
Okay.
At this point, it's more just Twitter and Instagram.
So it's not really getting you much feedback then, getting you much more traffic on your page.
No, it's not. And here and there, I might use it as almost like a funny thing, or a branding thing.
Right.
But it's not. If you don't use hashtags on Facebook, you're fine. You're still okay.
Okay. Does anyone else have any more questions for Vincent tonight? I know I went through the chat real quick. You did such a great job. Corinda, do you have anything? Jan? Dr. Graham?
Well, and feel free too, like as you guys are starting to use Instagram more, let me know. Let me know what other questions might come up, and if you want to send them to me, even if we don't get on a video call or a Zoom call, I'll answer them. Well, for sure, it's not a problem at all.
Oh, thank you so much for being on tonight. And I'm going to let's see. Okay, somebody else asked a question. I knew this would happen. I have a couple people I think that can't maybe talk, but they have questions. What are the best posts to make for optimum engagement?
For Instagram, right? Is that what we're talking about?
Yes.
Okay. There's not like one specific thing to point to, except that it's visually appealing. And on Instagram, that's what it's all about. People, that's what they respond to. It's all about, it's definitely all about pictures. Mm-hmm. But even something like the other night, I just posted, I saw the sky, right? And I was like, oh, this would be a nice kind of cool picture to take. And I took a picture of the sky and there's cactuses in it and stuff. And people loved it. Like that got this huge, for me, as far as on my account anyway, this like big response for people, just liking it. Not a lot of comments or anything, but just liking it. And, so something like that, even something as small as that, is good. I would stay away, really as much as you can, stay away from the promotional stuff, like graphics with sales and discounts and offers, and that it's not going to work very well. I mean, you may get some here and there, but really it's probably going to do more damage than good on Instagram in particular, because people they scroll right past that stuff, and people have no problem unfollowing you. They won't block you, they'll just unfollow you because they won't want to see that stuff anymore.
So don't make it just a whole bunch of Plexus. Make sure you're mixing in personal. Is that kind of?
Make it as personal as possible.
Absolutely.
Try to come up with a little bit of a strategy for it. So like for us, for the company, we use Instagram for a lot of it, not everything, but a lot of it. The idea is to have it be behind the scenes.
Right.
So
we'd love to see,
Well, it's giving you guys access that you don't normally have, right?
Right.
It's that intimate connection that you guys can get. So that's what I try to do with that. And then I also kind of do that a little bit with my personal one. It's like a behind the scenes of my life. How many people see what socks I'm wearing that day? Well, if you go on Instagram, you know what socks I'm wearing that day. So that's just, it doesn't have to be that behind the scenes or that personal, but having some sort of a strategy where you're sticking to that for the most part, and maybe even coming up with a hashtag that is your personal brand or represents your personal brand that you use on all those posts that you can then even direct someone to. It's almost like your own little website on your phone on Instagram. You just click on that hashtag and all your posts come up that represent your brand in that way, of images that people can see.
Awesome. So we can see a bunch of socks on yours, huh?
Yeah. If I haven't come up with my own personal branded sock hashtag, I usually just use one of the many that are out there, because that's a big audience too. That's a big segment. It's fashion and stuff. Yeah, the socks in particular. That's that whole thing right now with guys, dressing very nicely, men's style. Like that's a huge deal, and the socks right now are out of control.
Okay, we have another question. Oh, Corinda wants you to briefly touch on hashtags. Well, he pretty much did, Corinda. I'll cover that for you. I can tell you.
Here's what I can say a little bit more about hashtags though. Can you use too many? No, you know what, Corinda? No. I think I can see what they're writing too. Yeah.
Okay,
no, don't worry about using too many. On Instagram, that's like an accepted thing. You can use 30 hashtags, whatever. As many as the text will let you allow, along with your caption. Go for it. It's not going to hurt. People know that that's how it works. So just go crazy. And again, with a little bit of research beforehand, if you know you're going to go make a post about something, go on Instagram first and go in that magnifying glass, go into search, and type in the word that most relates to what you're going to post about.
Okay.
Instagram will give you this whole huge list of hashtags having to do with that word. So say it's socks, right? Say I type in sock. Well, it'll come up with, I think the top one is like socks itself, the word socks. Sock game is like a big hashtag. So having sock game is like a big deal. Sock swag, sockies. Like there's this whole big list that it'll show you of all the things that are related, and it'll tell you how many posts that have involved that hashtag. So
sock game is 351,418 posts.
That's it? It's not even 1 million? Oh man. Okay.
So you're gonna have to get busy.
What about just socks?
Okay, just socks. 3 million.
Yeah,
tons.
And then you get kind of common words like style is ridiculous, fashion,
or like
makeup,
you said, fit or something related to
fitness. Yeah, fitness. If you type in fitness, I can't imagine what the number would be.
92 million.
Really, I thought it would be more. Now type in do food.
Food. Oh yeah. This will be good. 185 million.
185 million.
Uh-huh.
I want to say that there's more on there that have like 300 million posts or something.
Really?
Like, oh, you know what? Here's one. So Insta Good.
Oh, you mentioned that before. Yeah. Insta Good. Yeah. 436 million. That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah. Because people just use that on everything. It's like this generic catch-all, like, hey, this is a great post for Instagram. Insta Good.
Now, what I remember, doesn't it show you like the popular pictures, and it used to, like when you first get it, like what is like the house picture? Because I can't remember what all the ones are, but
on the toolbar on the bottom.
Yeah, on the bottom. When I used to pull up the most popular, I think.
Well, so on the bottom, yeah, we can just run through that. On the bottom, on the toolbar, there's 5 icons, and the first one is the house, and the house is just home. So that's going to show you your own home Instagram feed, which is all the pictures that are posted chronologically from the accounts that you follow.
Okay.
That's home. So if you keep pulling down on that, it'll refresh depending on how many people you follow and how many posts you have to follow and all that. The magnifying glass is the search. We looked at that. And then the middle button, the blue button, that's the camera button, and that'll let you, that's how you actually make a post. You can take a picture, but when you press that button, it'll give you the option to take a picture or take a video or upload a photo or a video. And then the next one with the little heart in the word bubble, I think that's what it is. That's like your notifications. Like you get notified on Facebook. That's where you'd find your notifications on Instagram. So you can see the likes and the comments that have come through on any of your posts, the newest ones. It'll always show you, like, notify you of the newest ones. And then the last icon, which is the person, that's your personal profile. So it'll show you the information about your bio, your profile photo. How you can edit your profile there.
Okay.
It'll show you the list of all your posts.
So if you say someone's following you, but you don't want them to follow you, are you able to delete them like you would Facebook, or do you just unfollow them and then they can't see your post?
No, if they follow you, then they're following you. So you can block people.
Okay.
It's that in that same 3 dots deal that you can. So you would actually the easiest way is to go to that person's account, click on their account, their name, their handle, and go to their account, and then you can. The option is there. Let's see exactly where it is. It is
because I know people will ask that.
Yeah, it's in the. Hold on. Yeah. So when you go on their account, there's those three dots again, but they're in the top right. And when you click on that, the options come up to block, to report inappropriate, to copy their profile URL, like if you want to share it, and then turn on post notifications. So I haven't actually ever done that, turn on post notifications. I think that's if you want to get notified whenever they make a post.
Okay. I think, let's see. Nope, I think we're good. Does anybody else have any last minute questions before we get off? I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording. Thank you so much, Vincent, for everything.
Yeah, you're welcome.
So knowledgeable. I took a bunch of notes. I have about 3 pages of notes. So thank you very much. I didn't know how to recording. I still wanted to write it down. So thank you so much. I'm going to go ahead and stop the